Okay, 5 minutes, a fast 5 minutes. Hair is looking big, it's getting puffy these days, and that's just how it's gonna be, I guess. Hair grows, and one of the things about growing hair long that always seems to be an issue is making it look good. Um, I've had long. There was something else that I was going to talk about in this 5 minutes, and it wasn't my hair, but you know what? Just let it pivot. Let what wants to come out in these posts. I think that's the best thing for me to do. And I guess what wants to come out is a discussion about my hair. Um, so let's just talk about that. Let's talk about long hair, short hair, and the pros, the pros and cons, or maybe they're just the pros. And before I talk about the pros and cons, or the pros of long hair, short hair, I will mention something about pros and cons that I thought was pretty cool that I read years and years and years ago. Um, there's a book called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyways. It's an old book. I think I found it in a library here in Taipei because Taipei's downtown library has a lot of books in English, right? I'm in Taipei, so 大部分的书都是中文的. So it's pretty nice that they have some English, a lot of English. And I got this book, anyways. Feel the Fear, Do It Anyways. And it's a really good book just about embracing fears and like moving ahead with things you want to do, of course. But one of the things that the writer had in there, like a technique, I guess, that I really liked and I've remembered to this day. I don't always use it, but I remember it is she said one of the problems that we face in life is with our decision making. And she said most of us have been taught to do something like make a pros and cons list, which, right, I know that. We've all been taught that. And, she said the problem with the pros and cons list is that you list out all the pros, you list out all the cons. Let's say growing my hair long. So I list out the pros, I list out the cons. But what happens when I do this is that I start like trying to avoid the cons. So, I'm looking at both decisions. Let's say it's like, should I grow my hair out or cut my hair short? It's ridiculous, but whatever. And I've got a pros and cons for long hair, pros and cons short hair. But now both of those decisions have cons. So there's problems with both of those decisions. I grow up my hair, it's going to be hard to manage, it's going to, get tangled up, it's not always going to look good, maybe it'll make me look older. I don't know, it's just like maybe I'm too old. A bunch of things, right? There's some benefits. And then I've got the cons of short hair, right? It's I don't know. I'm not going to come up with a list. I've only got 1 minute to make my point. Anyways, her point is that instead of doing pros and cons list and getting trapped in the loop of avoiding cons and then to the point where both decisions seem like bad decisions, only make pros and pros lists. So that might look like, what are the pros of long hair? Pretty fun, good vibe. Maybe that's like a change for me, switching it up. Make a pros list for short hair. Easy to take care of, easy to shampoo, looks pretty good, shows off my face. And then just look at both of those lists and make a decision based on which pros you like the most. Both decisions are good decisions. So just choose the one that appeals to you the most. And just kind of like don't even worry about the cons. I really liked that. It's really hard to do. I've tried to do it many times with some big decisions, and it's really hard to get out of the like, I mean, we all want to avoid risk. I don't want to end up in a bad situation with things. So, the you kind of want to see what the problems could be before you make decisions. But I don't know. I don't know if that way of doing things always works, but it's a pretty good idea, and looks like that's what I'm talking about today, and not hair. Maybe I'll talk about hair tomorrow. Anyways, happy Sunday.